Well, YouTube just dropped a heck of a bombshell on creators. Effective February 1st, 2027, creators will now have to get 8,000 hours of long form watch time in order to be monetized. So that means if you are currently a creator, we have until the end of January to reach monetization via the 4,000 watch hour requirement. And if we don't make it by then, starting on February 1st, we will need to have 8,000 watch hours. And there is a lot of buzz in the creator space about this change in requirement. So what does it even mean? I mean, I think we're all theorizing, and of course me included, because I am also impacted. So I guess let me just first talk about what does it even mean to be monetized. In terms of long form, it means you have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours within a rolling 365-day period. But more specifically, what does it mean as an achievement? And I guess the answer to that really depends on who you are. But I would say the majority of creators' monetization is the start of making money, your first dollar on YouTube. At the very least, the majority of people are trying to make some money, whether they want to get rich quick or even if they just want to make at least enough to make the time that they're spending worth it. Now, of course, I doubt that YouTube is going to be a get rich quick thing, but I would like to continue doing this. And I spend a good chunk of my time, I would say at least 20 hours of every week, is dedicated to making YouTube content. From formulating your ideas, planning the video, filming, editing, and finally posting it up on YouTube. And so I would at least like to have enough money coming in to justify those hours. Aside from that, I think YouTube monetization also is just this milestone, like you've made it. If you reach monetization, now you are officially a legit YouTuber. So I think there's that feeling of accomplishment that most people are after too, because I think the majority of people realize that as soon as you get monetized, there is some time after monetization before you even make your first dollar. And sometimes it might even take longer than that to get any real money off of YouTube. But there's something about hitting that milestone that just makes you feel much more legit as a creator. Aside from that, YouTube also gives monetized creators access to more tools, such as the hype feature, so that your fans can hype your videos. If you're not monetized, your fans can't push out your videos harder. And then, of course, I've heard too that YouTube is going towards being more of an episode focused, almost like a TV series type thing, and they are going to roll out their series capabilities to monetized creators and not to the ones that aren't. So it's almost like, so I think this feels really bad to newer creators because they feel as though we're being left behind because we are not going to be able to have those tools to help us reach the same thresholds as the people who are already monetized. And the goalpost to become monetized has been moved much further away. It's actually doubled. And if you've ever made YouTube videos before, 4,000 watch hours is quite a bit. It is really difficult to reach that 4,000 hours. But realistically and mathematically speaking, if someone is just making 4,000 hours a year, they're not going to be earning very much money. At least not from AdSense. It stands to reason that once you reach that 4,000 watch hours, that's really not even the goal. The goal is to go well beyond that. And from what I can understand, growth on YouTube is not linear. So it won't take you necessarily the same amount of time to get from 4,000 watch hours to 8,000 watch hours as it did to get from 0 watch hours to 4,000 watch hours. So I think the amount of time that it would take someone to get from 4,000 to 8,000 should be substantially less time. But here's the reality of the thing. It doesn't feel good. As a small creator who is not yet monetized, having the goal double just feels really terribly overwhelming. And so as a small creator, I am thinking about how this will impact me. Specifically, will it make it easier for me or will it make it harder for me? That's the question I need to ask for myself. And so here's what I think might happen. I believe what's going to happen is it's going to put creators into two camps. The first camp is probably going to get overwhelmed and they're just going to give up and drop out and stop making YouTube videos. The other camp is going to push forward like their life depends on it. And so I have to be in this second camp. My plan is to push forward like my life depends on it at least until February and see if I'm able to get it by then. And so what I mean to say here is that if a chunk of people drop out because they're like, no way, I'm not even going to do this, that might actually give the rest of us a little bit more of an advantage because some of those videos are going to drop off the platform. So obviously I am not a YouTube expert. I'm certainly not a YouTube insider. I'm a YouTube creator and someone who watches a lot of YouTube. And I'm just trying to project in my mind what the scenario might look like. So all this being said, I just want to say, if you're not monetized yet, I feel your pain. It's tough. It's extremely tough. I have seen a couple of niches do really well, really fast. I think the people who try to teach YouTube do exceptionally well because I think there's a lot of people looking for that information. I have seen retirement channels that do exceptionally well. And one other niche that I have seen just really take off is some of the Asian countries, they have like lifestyle channels. They manage to get monetized in what looks to be under 6 or 7 months or even under 3 months. I've seen videos just take off and they've only posted for a couple of weeks and it's like, wow. And the biggest hurdle to getting watch time is that it's very difficult to get your movies pushed out. I mean, I have tried nearly everything, but ultimately, if people don't at least watch 30% of your video, even if they do watch, I've had some videos that had almost 50% retention that just dropped off into Never Never Land. I didn't even know why they stopped getting pushed out. The click-through rates were pretty reasonable. The retention was great, higher than the retention that I've seen in some of the other videos where people said their videos took off. So it's hard for me to even really guess what happened to some of my videos. And so I personally am not only in this just for the money, but I would like to be able to make a substantial impact. And the only way that you can really do that is if your video gets pushed out. And it's very difficult to achieve that. I mean, I realize that, cooking and finance material is not, maybe it's not all that interesting, but if I'm teaching someone how to make a bagel and they only watch 2 minutes out of 8, then they didn't learn how to make a bagel. So why did they click on the video? You get my point? I don't know. People have like a very short attention span or something. I've even tried cutting my videos down, like just cutting out a lot of my personality and just getting straight to the point. This is how you make a bagel and nothing else. Bye. And I don't know. It's frustrating. It's very, very frustrating because even, like I said, even if you're not looking to make money, even if money is not your main goal, at least your main goal of spending so many hours of your time is that your video is going to get out to people and it's going to help people. And when you're not reaching people, it just feels really, really, really terrible. So anyway, to any creators out there, smaller creators who are just trying to get to that monetization point so that they can feel like they are making a difference, so that they can feel like they are legit, and to be able to even just make a little bit of extra money to cover the time and additional filming equipment to make better quality videos. Because I think as a creator, at the bare minimum, we don't want our camera equipment to be coming out of pocket. At least if we can earn enough money to buy good quality cameras so that we can make better videos, I think that's most of our goals. At least the majority of us, we have this as a minimum goal. So anyway, good luck. I hope we all reach the finish line by the end of January. But I guess we'll see. I guess we're going to see what happens to the future of YouTube creators with this new change.